Hello, this is DracoFlame67, and welcome back to the Tales of Symphonia Boss Tour Remastered. This time we are fighting Forcystus. It's been a long time since he was introduced in the game, but now we are fighting him. In the GameCube version, Forcystus is the very last boss of Disc 1. And like the Grand Cardinals, he has a resistance to a certain element. In this case, he is resistant to wind. He will also use several wind spells, air thrust, air blade, and once around half health, he will use cyclone. But in addition to Forcystus, he's also accompanied by 2 X-Bones. These only cast Wind Blade and can't do any physical attacks, but they are completely immune to wind. And that will pose a bit of a problem, especially on the Mania Mode version of the fight, because wind resistance, even at this point in the game, is pretty hard to come by. And my selection for what team I was going to bring into this fight was heavily dependent on how I could get wind resistance on the entire party. And I might as well talk about which party I'm going to bring in for both fights, since I used the same party for both of them this time. I'm going to talk about what the party I decided to bring in for both fights before we get into prep for individual ones. So I have Lloyd, Kratos, Colette, and Raine. Both the normal mode and Mania Mode files have this particular team going in. I made this choice for several reasons. The first of which is, like in Kvar's Ranch and the Tower of Mana, the party has to split into 2 teams. The group that goes with Lloyd gets an affection boost. And at this point in the game, because you have, other than Sheena, you have the entire party, on your first time through, it's generally a good idea to strategically choose your party in such a way that you can boost the affection for a particular character if you want them. On my minimum battles run, I wanted Regal really close to me, so I picked Regal because he was the one I wanted. Tethealla because I knew they were last place, because of the cutscene in Rodyle's Ranch, where the one that's the decoy is last place, and the one that attacks the Desians alongside Lloyd is the number 1 of the characters in the party. If Kratos happens to be number 1, he doesn't count. But I could tell from that scene that Tethealla was my last place. That's why I picked them. And then your 4th character, if you're missing a healer, you can go with Zelos, Kratos, or Raine. And yeah, and the affection does play a role here. On these files, I want Kratos and Colette as 2 of my top 3, so of course I brought them. But another consideration is, on Mania, it's absolutely essential, I think, to have wind resistance on the entire party. And even at this point in the game, there's only 2 pieces of equipment that you can put on anybody that resists wind. The Thunder Cape and the Opal. Otherwise, Sheena's not available here, so Unlike Sylph, we can't have Sheena and Raine with feather robes. Of the characters available for this battle, Raine is the only one who can equip a feather robe, which gives wind resistance. And Kratos, you can't adjust his equipment for this dungeon, but he comes equipped with a Thunder Cape, so he has wind resistance for the duration of this dungeon, no matter what. And that means, if you want wind resistance on the entire party, you have to bring Kratos and Raine. So that's why Raine is my 4th character here. When I get to the Mania Mode preparation, I will talk about the opal and how you can get around that wind element damage. But for now, I will proceed with the normal mode preparation. Here I am with the normal mode file. Again, same party as the Mania Mode file, Lloyd, Kratos, Colette, and Raine. Strategy, I'm going to start with Lloyd, Kratos, and Colette all on front lines, and Raine on magic. I have Colette on scatter, and I have Kratos on reduce. Ideally, Lloyd is doing more damage than Colette, so... Actually, hold on. I should just put it to attack scene. The idea is, I want to get rid of the X-Bones as quickly as possible. And Lloyd's very good at doing that. Because of his X skills. I've since given Lloyd 2 level 4s on the normal mode. So he has Sky Cancel, which means that he's good at taking out enemies that are in the air. And the X-Bones start off pretty high up. And he also has Lucky Unison. The idea is I'm going to be starting with a Unison attack to do as much damage to one of the X-Bones as possible. And then using techs like Sword Rain Alpha and... Well, Sword Rain Alpha... I'm using Twin Tiger Blade, but you could use Raining Tiger Blade here. You know, I think I'm gonna do that, actually. Yeah, I'll switch to Raining Tiger Blade. Wait, hold on, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because of the compound unison attack I'm doing. So... Sword Rain Alpha, a lot of hits, that fills up the Unison gauge pretty quickly. And the idea is, by the time Forcystus is on his own, I have a filled Unison gauge again, so that I can use a Unison attack to interrupt Cyclone. Which is why I'm using Sword Rain Alpha. I'm using Twin Tiger Blade for a specific Unison attack, though. Twin Tiger Blade and Super Lightning Blade make Plasma Blade. I'm going to use that. Colette has Torrential Paraball, and Raine has Holy Lance. I could put Grand Cross for Gospel, which, if I do that, I can use Raining Tiger Blade instead. I think I might do that for the Mania Mode fight. But for normal, I want to show off Twin Tiger Blade because I just unlocked it for Lloyd. And then once Forcystus is on his own, the plan is I will be switching control to Kratos, and then putting Lloyd and Colette on L-range skills, because Forcystus has some pretty hard-hitting melee attacks, and I want Lloyd and Colette, I still want them to be contributing and doing damage and doing hit stun, but I don't want them in Forcystus's face. So I'll be using Kratos while Colette and Lloyd will be at range. Colette using stuff like Paraball, and right now I have everything, but you know what, I I mean, when I get to the point where Forcystus is on his own, I'm going to adjust the text. I think I only need her at that point to be using stuff like Torrential Parabol. Yeah, I probably disable everything except maybe even just Parabol. And you'll notice, unlike before, I put a lot of X skills on Kratos. He only had one level 1 when I left when he left the party. And since then I've put on an extra level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. Back in the silver portion of the game, Kratos can make do with only one X skill, but against Forcystus, I think he needs a full set, and we happen to have a lot of spare X gems at this point. So I gave him strong magical, personal, which allows him to have reprise and critical at the same time. And I've given him super chain, which lets him use techs in any order. I will be taking advantage of that. You can see in U attacks, he's got Lightning Blade on down, Super Lightning Blade on sideways, Light Spear on up. You can go Lightning Blade, Super Lightning Blade, Demon Fang, and just continue doing that. And for Lloyd, he can be used with L-range skills because I had him on S-type until he learned Twin Tiger Blade, and then I pulled him hard back to T-type so that he could learn Demonic Chaos. And if I go on tech, I mean, Lloyd has double Demon Fang right now, but I can actually, yeah, I'll do this adjustment now. I want all of his Demon Fangs available. I definitely do not want Hurricane Thrust. I'll leave him Sword Rain, leave him Tempest, leave him regular Tiger Blade. Leave him Beast if anyone gets too close, and I think that's fine for AI-controlled Lloyd. Just leave him regular Sonic Thrust, actually. So all of his basic techs, Beast, and the Demon Fangs. So that way he'll be able to. That's why he will use Demon Fang, double Demon Fang, Demonic Chaos from a distance to help with stunning. And right now, Raine is on S-type because since Raine learned Revitalize, I decided to push Raine to S-type to learn Holy Lance instead of Ray. Actually, speaking of X skills, I talked about Kratos' and Lloyd's. Colette, I've got Life Thief and Spirit Thief on Colette on the normal mode side. And her level 1 is currently tough. With Raine, I'm going in with the same X skill setup that she's had, which is actually, it's an even one. Huh. And then regarding equipment, other than Kratos's, which I talked about in the intro, Colette, I've given the Thunder Cape. Lloyd, I didn't give the Opal, because, again, wind immunity on the X-Bones, and I think you can make do with some characters without wind resistance on normal, but that will change on Mania. But for the meantime, Lloyd has Emerald Ring and Warrior Symbol as his accessories. Claw Gauntlet for extra damage, like usual. Muramasa is his strongest weapon at this point. And then just equipping. And Colette has Blue Talisman for extra defense. Raine has Feather Robe for the wind resist, and her 2 accessories are Black Onyx for more health and Spirit Symbol for TP regeneration. Alright. All that said, I think I've covered everything. The idea is get Lloyd, use Lloyd to take out the X-Bones. Have Kratos add... Actually, what are Kratos' attacks right now? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, start with Lloyd, take out the X-Bones as quickly as possible. By the time Forcystus is on his own, Lloyd, you should have a filled unison engage again. Or at the very least, by the time Cyclone comes out. And once Forcystus is on his own, I'm going to switch to Kratos. Or maybe if I need to still fill the unison gauge, I might still play with Lloyd a little bit. Specifically because higher hit count means faster unison gauge. And my character, and the melee fighters being on front lines, instead I'm going to move them to L-range skills. And if I'm still playing with Lloyd to get that unison gauge up, then I will be switching Kratos to L-range magic. And we see that I have only enabled, well, I've enabled everything except Windblade. Again, because enemies resist wind. Fireball, Stone Blast, and Lightning are fine. I only have the level 1s so that his casting doesn't interfere with Raine's casting. And I think that's it. I will see you in the battle.
That's as far as you go.
You're Forcystus.
Well, well. So you remember me. It looks like it was a mistake to have let you live. I guess I'll have to take care of you personally.
So, you're Forcystus. If death is what you seek, you shall have it.
Tough talk from a human. You're the one who's going to die, along with this tainted world.
Even if the world is lost, you can escape to Darius Karlon. Is that what you're thinking? How naive.
What did you say?
The Zions are nothing but expendable pawns to you, Yggdrasil. We'd never bother to save you.
Silence! How dare you speak ill of Lord Yggdrasil? We have Darius Karlon. It is a world of mana, the very source of life. The destruction of this tainted world is of no concern to us.
Are those Crucius's orders? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's so cruel and horrible.
Of course. Lord Yggdrasil's direct order is to leave the Great Seed as is.
Because Martell is fused with the Great Seed. Are you saying that fool would go this far just to protect her?
You speak as if you know him. Who are you?
There's no reason for us to play along with their stall tactic. We must hurry.
I know.
You will not get past me. Inferior beings deserve to perish.
Ready? Air blade. Here we go.
Super lightning blade.
Tiger blade.
Holy
I hit the wrong target.
Torrential Parabol!
You ready? Come on.
Oh well.
I've got it!
Take tiger blade.
Work.
Twin light tiger blade. Take tiger blade. Sword blade. Twin tiger blade.
Parabol! Stardust!
Take.
Parabol! Here's a healing circle!
Rising Falcon. Take tiger blade. Sword blade. Twin. Ready? Air blade.
Don't overdo it.
Why just
First
me?
aid.
Help is on the way. Nurse!
Sorry.
Okay, I doubt I'm gonna get that second unison attack off, but let's change the strategy. Skills, magic. Put Lloyd on long range skills once I can safely switch to Kratos. Do I have to do anything else? Only need to use Parabol.
Don't overdo it.
Ready? First aid!
Thanks.
Tiger!
Parabol.
Take this. Take this. Healing stream.
No way!
Work.
Help is on the way.
Demon
Healing
Fang!
circle!
Tiger! Sword blade! Wind! Tiger!
Okay, Raine, I need a pineapple jump.
Blade!
Be careful.
Parabol.
I won't let you die.
Cyclone!
Healing stream.
Are you okay?
Parabol.
Okay, well, I wasn't able to do a unison before Cyclone went off, but the wind resistance plus healing circle going off at the same time, not much, it ended up not being all that, wasn't all that damaging. I think I can switch to Kratos now.
Double Demon Fang!
Help is on the way.
Demon Fang!
Healing circle!
Parabol.
Work.
Demonic Chaos!
Sorry.
Demonic Chaos!
Light spear.
Demonic Chaos!
Super lightning. Demon fang. Light
Double
spear.
Demon Fang!
Super lightning. Demon fang.
Help is on the way.
Double
Healing
Demon
circle!
Fang! Ready?
Lightning
Air
blade.
thrust.
Follow me.
Torrential Parabol.
Super lightning blade.
Twin Tiger Blade!
Holy Lance!
Follow it up.
Come on!
How could I lose?
Oh, that was it.
He's inferior.
Lloyd, you need to remember that enemy's weakness.
Oh man, you're making me study here too?
That was the battle on normal. I made a couple mistakes, but still did pretty well. I will see you on the Mania Mode Fight. Okay, so here I am with the Mania Mode file. You can see that my party has the same characters, Lloyd, Kratos, Colette, Raine. But I plan to have a similar strategy, but I need to talk about the adjustments to account for the higher difficulty and having wind resist on absolutely everyone. If we look at the equipment, instead of Colette having the Thunder Cape, Lloyd has the Thunder Cape and Black Onyx for extra health. Lloyd also has the Paper Fan. Again, I want to take out the X-Bones as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, I want Lloyd's attack to be as high as possible. Kratos' equipment, again, cannot be changed. Colette, I've given the Opal. In order to have wind resist on everyone, you need to give one character the Opal, which means you give them wind element attacks. That means their physical attacks will be doing half as much damage to Forcystus, and will be doing no damage at all to the X-Bones. Now, depending on, depending on the character you select, you'd need to approach the fight a little differently. Kratos and Raine, and again, Kratos and Raine, I would say you absolutely require to fight this guy, to fight Forcystus on Mania. That gives wind resistance on everyone. Raine gets Feather Robe. With Colette, I've decided, okay, if her physical attacks are not going to be doing any damage, she could use Parabol, Torrential Parabol, and Grand Chariot, because those attacks are half non-elemental, half lightning, so they're not affected by the opal. But I decided instead, let's just make her... She has angel skills, let's use them. So I have Colette on L-range magic, and you'll also see that I have everyone on attack same this time, except Raine's on block magic. If Forcystus is casting, hopefully a photon will be able to stop him, but otherwise, I'm aiming for the X-Bones exclusively until Forcystus is on his own. But speaking about Colette and how to deal with the opal, I have a new X skill set up for her. If she has Magical, Resurrect, and Angel Song, she gets Resilience. This is her equivalent of Concentrate. Kratos still has it. Resilience, when she's using Angel spells, she won't stagger while she's casting. That will help with... You'll notice that Forcystus can sometimes shoot air bullets, which are... they're wind element, but they come out like physical attacks, so they don't require any TP, and they come out really fast. Having Resilience means she won't get staggered, and she'll be able to keep casting. And Tough and Resurrect is Super Guard, so if she uses Damage Guard when her health's low, she'll be invincible. And then, of course, Angel Song and Magical help with a casting build in general. Angel Song reduces casting time, and Magical increases the damage of her spells. Raine has Quick Spell like usual, and Lloyd still has Sky Cancel, and then Spirit and Guard Plus as his other two X skills. Spirit for more TP, Guard Plus for being able to take less damage while guarding. May come into play if I have to block some of Forcystus' attacks. Regarding tech, you'll notice instead of Twin Tiger Blade, Lloyd has Raining Tiger Blade. It's imperative to get that unison attack gauge up. And then Kratos, I think I only have... Yeah, the only spell I have him on is Lightning, because... depending on the height of the X-Bones, Fireball might miss, Stone Blast may not reach too high. Lightning has the highest hitbox, so I can be fairly certain that Lightning is going to hit an X-Bone if Kratos casts at it. And then Raine, she has enough TP at this point that I'm allowing her to use Revitalize. I've turned off Healing Circle. Regarding U-Attack, again, because of Raining Tiger Blade, I decided, alright, Colette and Raine are gonna do Gospel, Grand Cross, and Holy Lance. And then Kratos can still use Super Lightning Blade because, again, my intention is, once Forcystus is on his own, I'm gonna be swapping to Kratos. I'll be swapping to Kratos. Lloyd already has only the Demon Fangs and his basic techs, other than Sonic Thrust, available, and Beast if Forcystus gets too close. So he's already set for L-range skills. As for Kratos, again, his techs, I have Stone Blast on right trigger, so I can spell cancel, and I can do aerial spell combos. My Zelos can't do that, and it's been a very long time since I've done it on for this series. Hopefully my rust doesn't get too much in the way of the fight. I also have Hellpire, just in case Kratos needs to escape. Say Forcystus is guarding too much, or he ends up in overlimit. Anything else? All right. Regarding the actual text of Colette, I've allowed her to have Holy Song and Angel Feathers. Once Forcystus is on her own, or Forcystus is on his own, I'm going to be enabling Grand Cross because, like Photon, huge stun potential, stops combos in their tracks, and with Angel Song, it'll come out a little faster than it otherwise would. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's all. Let's put Lloyd back on point again, and that was the strategy for my particular team going into the Mania Mode fight. If you want to bring another character, that's completely fine. You would just need to make adjustments for how you use the opal. With Colette, you can just make her a caster. With Genus and with Zelos, you can also just make them casters. However, Zelos can also be used in close range to a degree because Demon Fang Tech's non-elemental, Hellpire is fire, Lightning Blade, Super Lightning Blade are lightning. You can work around having wind element damage on your basic attacks. Presea has some similar ways to get around that. All the destruction techs, the S-type upgrades to Devastation, and the combination moves, Fiery Infliction and Eternal Damnation, all of those have earth hits, so Presea can get around having wind element damage. And in addition, Presea has an altered art. If she has wind element damage, she can do Punishing Gale. Unfortunately, I can't show it off in this fight, but I will eventually be showing it off at some point. Definitely during Presea's singles Coliseum, but maybe at some point prior to that, I don't know. Regal, unlike Colette, Zelos, and Presea, Regal has no techs that override his attack element. So instead of equipping the opal on him, you would play as Regal, equip the Thunder Cape on him, equip the opal on Lloyd, and have him be on L-range skills from the get-go. Though that does mean that he's not going to be very effective against the X-Bones because the X-Bones are in the air a lot. Still, Regal's pretty good at fighting mid-air enemies as well. So that's something you could do if you were insistent on bringing Regal into the Mania Mode fight. You could play as him, equip the opal on Lloyd, and use L-range skills because the Demon Fang techs are hard-coded non-elemental. That's something you could do as well. With all that out of the way, that's my strategy for the Mania Mode fight. I will see you in the battle.
You speak as if you know him. Who are you?
There's no reason for us to play along with their stall tactic. We must hurry.
I know. You will not get past me. Inferior beings deserve to perish.
Take this!
Ready?
I
Airblade!
beg of you to reveal thy glory.
Take this!
Are you ready? Angel feathers!
No way! Here we go!
Super Lightning Blade!
Raining Tiger Blade.
Holy Lance! Lloyd!
Demon
Oh.
Bang.
Work!
Already done.
There. No way.
Take this!
I beg of
First
you, help
aid.
me heal thy nurse!
Don't overdo
Okay.
it! First aid!
Angel feathers! Are you okay? First aid!
Sword Grip, Raining Tiger Blade.
Take this! First
Demon
aid!
Sorry.
Tiger Blade. Sword Grip, Raining Tiger Blade. Air
I beg
Blade.
of you to reveal thy glory.
Take this!
Are you ready?
Lightning!
Don't get Angel feathers!
Raining Tiger Blade.
Ready?
First aid.
Okay,
Don't overdo it!
Ready?
First aid!
I beg of thee to reveal thy glory. Are you ready? Angel feathers!
Work!
okay. Colette, you can use Grand Cross now. And now I'm on Kratos.
Demon Demon Fang. Double Demon Fang.
Time to fly. Listen to my
Demonic Chaos. Double Demon Fang. Demonic Chaos.
Don't get hurt. Are you ready?
Demonic Chaos.
Lightning Blade! Super Lightning!
I beg of thee to reveal thy glory.
Okay, Lloyd, give yourself a pineapple though.
There.
Are you ready? Angel feathers!
Demonic Chaos.
Lightning Blade!
Double
Super
Demon
Lightning!
Fang. Time to fly. Double Demon
I beg of
Fang.
thee to reveal thy glory.
Double Demon Fang.
Are you ready?
Cyclone.
Angel feathers!
Demonic.
Follow me! Super Lightning Blade!
Raining Tiger Blade.
Holy Lance! Lloyd!
Demon Fang!
Double Demon
Work.
Fang.
Listen to
Demon
me.
Fang.
Help is on the way. Nurse!
Demonic Chaos. Demonic Chaos.
Are you ready?
Double Demon Fang.
Photon!
Super Lightning Blade!
Was that a bit too much?
Alright, so that was the battle on Mania. While my spell canceling and my aerial spell combos weren't as good, I mean, I didn't expect them to be. It's been a very long time since I've played with aerial spell Kratos, and Forcystus is very difficult to stun. Still, the battle turned out really well. I mean, that plus 2.08 grade, I mean, it could have been a lot higher, but I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, that was the battle on Mania. My strategy essentially worked. This has been Draco Flame 67 with the Tales of Symphonia Boss Tour Remastered, and I will see you in Disc 2.
Impossible.
Now we can stop the mana reactor. I don't have a clue what any of this stuff does.
Really? What are we gonna do?
Okay, I guess Colette's scene overrides Kratos's. Okay. I know Kratos is my number one, but Colette's in the party. I guess she takes priority.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Huh? It looks like it stopped.
Oh, you're right. Phew.
Good job, Colette. Looks like your luck is as strong as ever.